Hello guys, Robert here. Welcome back to another video. And y'all probably wondering where the hell's the next interdimensional discussion. I'm gonna get into that sometime later this week. I have no idea, but just saying, 'cause I'm trying to work on interdimensional the next episode anyway. And here's the thing. Just recently, I just finished up an anime, and if y'all already clicked on here, y'all probably like, "Yo, you just watched Guilty Crown, huh?" And Guilty Crown. The thing is about that anime, it's very divisive. Like it's basically like the anime's version of Star Wars: The Last Jedi. It's so divisive in the communities that people are in that watch the movie, but Guilty Crown is a huge similar example of that. It's very divisive. Some people love it. Some people hate it. Some people like it. Some people just don't like it. It's very divisive because when it comes to people that like it, they like it for the story, the twists, the characters, the animation, the soundtrack, and most people that I heard from that have reviewed Guilty Crown just don't even, they say it's trash or just straight up bad, or even though it has its own qualities, it's still, yeah. But here's the thing though, I personally really did enjoy Guilty Crown a lot, hell a lot more than lots of people ever did, apparently. But the thing is about Guilty Crown is I loved it, and I'm going to be telling y'all why I love it and my review on why I love Guilty Crown, but I'm still going to critique it in a manner that what people has pointed out in their reviews. So because I want to keep an eye on some things that I kind of on some complaints that I'm gonna keep I'm gonna keep in mind. Okay. So Guilty Crown. What are my thoughts, and what is the series even about? If you what you really want to know if you haven't watched it yet. Well, Guilty Crown is about this boy named Shu Oma, who one day finds this girl who's actually he's kind of a fan of, called this girl named Nori, and she's part of this rebellion group called Funeral Parlor, and Shu ends up getting involved and ends up gathering this one power and Nori was supposed to get to their leader called a void genome, which he can grab the manifestations of people's hearts out and use them as like either weapons or just some sort of gadgets, like some just some really cool shit. Sometimes even some wacky or quirky stuff, but it's pretty neat and a really cool idea. And Shu basically gets involved with all that, and that's basically where the summary ends. Because I really don't want to spoil anything at all about Guilty Crown. But y'all probably wondering, kind of like, huh? That reminds me of a certain anime. I know people have mentioned time and time again that it's a ripoff of Code Geass to the point where it can be plagiarism. And to be honest, it's really not. Because if you actually bother to look up on who actually fucking worked on the series, one of the main writers of Code Geass is one of the main writers for Guilty Crown. So it's kind of obvious that he would kind of use his old idea, which made that series succeed, use it in that, and kind of make it to its own thing as well. And here's the thing, and this is why I agree with the Black Critic guy's review of Guilty Crown, is that shows, games, movies, they all get ideas and elements from other products, put them into their own series, and somehow makes it different. And I get it. Now look, and there are so many similarities to Code Geass, especially in the very first very first part of the series. And don't get me wrong, I can agree, but I feel like that the fact that here's the thing: people have been using elements and ideas from other series and other products, and their own series actually succeeded because of those elements. This shit's been going on for years. Do not come complaining to me that it's like, just do not come complaining to me that it's still a ripoff of Code Geass because the same elements are there. Dude, people do that shit all the time. And yes, it can be considered a flaw. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. But the difference is about Code Geass and Guilty Crown is that Shu is not does not become a rebel leader. He doesn't. Like, at least he doesn't in the first half, but I'm not going to get on into the whole second half shit and start spoiling everything, but because the second half is fucked. I mean, really fucked up in so many ways. But anyway, Guilty Crown, again, one of the main writers of Guilty Crown is the same guy that was basically one of the main writers for Code Geass. I want to call it plagiarism if the same guy that helped write the major points and everything about Code Geass do the same shit in Guilty Crown. That's just all I'm saying. Because if he can do his own shit into another series, that should be completely fine. But people were just too busy on the fact that it's freaking related to Code Geass in some way, and did not even bother to look it up, to look up on who worked on it and see if it could be really considered a rip-off, and why hasn't this shit gotten plagiarism in court. People just need to fucking just look up on who worked on these. I mean, damn. And I just really want to say and want to bring that end to it. But Guilty Crown, man, this is gonna be one hell of a video, isn't it? So Guilty Crown, what I really like about it a lot is definitely the animation. That is the one that really stands out, and like, because for 2011 standards, that shit was on fleek. I mean, every scene, when there's like little to no animation going on, like whenever the characters just look good and the environment just looks good, there's just nothing, like every scene just looks good. Like, not even joking. But when shit goes down, like during the action scenes and everything in Guilty Crown, those are when the animation just completely blows through the fucking roof. I mean, I've never seen animation like this in Guilty Crown. I mean, in anime in general, I never seen anime really have animation like that. Like, it's all perfectly fluid, and it just looks so damn good in every scene, especially during the epic moments. Every fucking scene. And it's just like, in just like 22 episodes. 22 episodes full of glorious scenes. Like, how? Like, bruh. And they gotta, the studio behind this, they might have gotten like help, like from freelancers, kind of like how Studio Madhouse did with One Punch Man's first season. That's gotta be it, because there's no fucking way they kept this going throughout like the entire series. Like, bruh. And this was made back in 2011, and it still looks good to this day. But other than that, amazing. Like, just fucking amazing. The music is where it's also one of the things that people always pointed out was one of the better qualities of Guilty Crown. And I gotta say, I agree. Now, here's the thing. I actually really love the verse ending song. I love it so much. I think it's one of the best ending songs, and it just perfectly fits Guilty Crown. And here's the thing. What I love about the music in Guilty Crown is it doesn't always stand out that much, but I can't say like when some shit happens, it really just fits and it just wow. That now the music is kind of one of the lower qualities I can give it really because what I love about Guilty Crown is the story. Now again, it does seem like a Code Geass ripoff by the beginning. It does seem like that. You may think like that, but again, it's not really a ripoff if it's the same writing the damn thing. But here's the thing. Guilty Crown, just much later, you do see shit happening. And just in the first, like, 4 episodes, like 4 to 5 episodes, you just know shit is just, like, here's the thing. The pacing, all I'm going to be saying here is that the pacing in Guilty Crown, it can be a bit wonky. Hell, to the point where it can even go fast. I compared Guilty Crown's, like right before starting this review, I compared Guilty Crown's pacing with Fairy Tail's. The thing is, with Fairy Tail's pacing, it's very fast paced, but to the point where it's fluid. The pacing it just works for Fairy Tail. Yes, the fight scenes seem very fast paced, and I actually like that because fast pacing can get really epic, and that's what I really like about fast pace. I don't want things to go a bit too fast. For Guilty Crown, it just seems like the pacing was a bit out of control at times. Like I felt like there were times where the series kind of went a bit too quick on what happened. Now don't get me wrong, I feel like they could have used that pacing probably after the first half, like after episode 12, and kind of used that to like develop the characters like in like 3 episodes. Because with the pacing that Guilty Crown does, I'm sure that they would develop them like in maybe 2 episodes, maybe 3, and then continued on to like, I don't know, add in like, you know, to like 24 episodes. That would have definitely worked for Guilty Crown for me. But they didn't really. But I feel like they could have used that pacing to its advantage. Because here's the thing about the characters. The characters for Guilty Crown, I do like some of them. It's just now. Here's the thing. If I had to name my top 5 favorite characters in Guilty Crown, number 5 will be Nori, number 4 will be Ayase, number 3 will be Guy, number 2 will be Tsugumi, and number 1 will be Shu. And the reason why I picked those 5 is because they at least had like some sort of, you know, they were all relevant to the story. They were all relevant to it. Or some. And either that or just had their own little personality and became, you know, just kind of you know, somewhat of a favorite of mine, especially Tsugumi, because I just love the way she just rolls, like I just really do, and either that and the rest of the characters, I like them. Like I say, she's a decent character for me, but I really liked, especially her own episode in episode 13. Episode 13 is what made me like Ayase a bit more, because I liked her little character development moment in that episode. I really liked her determination to like use like you know, and you know that thing in episode 19, because what the fuck just happened and everything recently. It was just, I really like Ayase a lot. I really do. Plus her moment with Shu in episode 21, I really did like that. And here's the thing. You guys already know why I like Shu, Guy, and Nori if you watch the series. But and Nori is number 5, right at the bottom below Ayase, because here's the thing. In Nori, I just feel like that there should have been a bit more time, or at least like an episode or 2, with her hanging out with Shu, especially after the bullshit that happened in. You know, all the shit that they went through by, like, after episode 12. The shit that they went through after episode 12. I feel like we should have gotten that one episode where they're just coping with the fuck just happened, and just, yeah. And that, again, here's the thing about Nori. She's a decent character for me. Yes, she has pivotal points to the story, and I really like her. And there's the romance between her and Shu, which they do show like pretty early on, that Shu does like Nori. But here's the thing about Nori for me. In Shu's romance, it feels a bit forced. It really does. Because, I mean, yes, at the very beginning of the series, Shu does show that he likes Nori, and Nori doesn't really feel like that at all. But the thing is, you know what, to be honest, I really feel like that Nori and Shu should have been just best friends throughout the series for me. That's just all I'm saying, really. And because it just felt, because that's just what it felt like for between them. They were just best friends, because they both coped with what the hell happened with, at the end of episode 12 after that. And it just would make a lot of sense that since they were kind of partners to begin with, and after the shit that happened, they would be just just best friends. That's how I would have handled it, but throughout it, like, it does feel a bit forced with her and Shu's romance, but it does make sense kind of why. But again, it just felt like it was a bit kind of rushed with them. There are other characters as well, like Hare, who was who really had a crush on Shu. I really liked her a lot, and the shit that happens with her is pretty just. I do not want to get into that, man. I really don't. But Hare, for me, oh my god, man, I'm getting Code Geass flashbacks. I'm sorry if I have to really compare it, but she reminds me a lot of freaking Shirley from Code Geass. She really does. But I just had to point that out, because she. Oh my god, man, why did the writer have to use so many elements from Code Geass? The same fucking writer. But here's the thing. Hare, I did like her. Also did like, some of the characters that Shu, was friends with, like Sota. I kind of liked him a bit, like in his own episode, which was episode 8, I think. Yahiro, who was a pivotal point at the first half of the story. I really liked him. I understood why he, did what he did. It's very understandable. And oh my god, you did not want to get into that fucking cunt. Oh my god. Arase? Arase? Like, that fucking bitch, oh my god. She had potential. That bitch had potential. But much later, they kind of fucked her up. I'm just saying. Yes, she did help Shu right around the end. I do not want to get into her. I really, really don't. Because that bitch, oh my god. But then there's Guy. I really like Guy a lot. He was a really good character. Now, especially in the first, during the first half. The second half, which is a bit nonsensical with him, but it's just. But you do see why by the final episode. I think it was kind of justified, but then again, it was kind of rushed a bit. I don't fucking know. Like I said, the pacing can go a bit too fast, to the point where things kind of feel a bit rushed. And here's another problem I had with Guilty Crown: it is the underwhelmingness of the series. There were moments in the anime where I should have felt like what I should have during this scene, these scenes, but I didn't feel it, and they all felt underwhelming. And back to the characters, there are characters where they felt very underwhelming. Like there's this one character that I really was interested in. This guy Argo. I actually liked him. Plus, when Shu uses Void in episode 5, which was pretty kick-ass and pretty smart, I actually pretty much liked it a lot. And I was kind of interested. Plus the fact that he was confronting Shu by like episode 16, I was kind of interested like where the hell he was gonna go. Like to be honest, 'cause, like what was he gonna do? Like I was kind of interested because it looked like at that point he was gonna become a pretty. He was gonna have a pretty minor role, but still like kind of big and at that point. But again, like some characters have potential to become better, but just saying, it just wow. But again, Kill the Guilty Crown does have its underlying characters. It really kind of take me off that some of these characters were just very underwhelming. Now you'll probably wonder what about the bad guys. The the CHQ guys. The only villain I can actually think about that was actually pretty much good. The only villains really was the main main that I won't get into because that's shown much later. I don't really want to get spoil it. The one of the main generals who was actually pretty freaking cool. I actually liked him a lot. Sagai, the guy that man that guy. I actually liked him. I really liked his character and the way he was. There was this other guy that does become a pivotal part of the story right around the end of the first half. I liked him, but then again, his whole motives just weren't even explained. But by episode 20, holy shit! I gotta talk about episode 20, like not spoilerish, but everything that happened, like by the time like we got to like episode 17 to 19, I was like, what the fuck is going on? But by the time we got to episode 20, it explained so damn much. There's so many questions that was brought up right at the beginning. We were wondering like, how did all this shit really happen? How did she get like this? Why is he doing this? What was this person's real goal? It explains so damn much that I was fully satisfied by the last 3 episodes because it was just all explained very well and just all that good shit. It really was. And you know what I really like about series so much? Series like this that brings out questions above questions. I'm kind of like, oh my god, when they're gonna bring this shit up? I love it when series finally get to that point at the perfect time. In episode 12 and episode 20, where they literally explain shit, like literally everything, and it all comes in full circle. It's just so satisfying to know about all that by the end. It really was. And the thing is, when interdimensional, I'm really thinking about doing that though, because it just makes sense to do that. Like, you don't explore that shit literally by like a little later, or what happened there, like maybe a few episodes later. Like, no, like do that shit when the time is right. I think that's really good writing right there, because if I remember correctly, people have complimented Oda that does One Piece for doing that, so might as well. But yeah, that's what I really loved about Guilty Crown. But yeah, the villains, not really much, other than like Sagai and the main antagonist. I did like her as a villain, even though like she wasn't technically a villain, even though that like the shit that happened kind of made her to be. So you kind of really feel bad. Yeah, it's just wow. And the plot twists, holy shit! The plot twists in this series will make M. Night Shyamalan proud. I'm not gonna lie. There's so many twists, but it's just it makes sense to me, because they do explain it, and the explanations might be half-assed at times, maybe a few times. It still makes sense, low-key, just saying. And the ending, yo, people were mad, but like people have said that the ending to Guilty Crown is unsatisfying, and I can agree. But for me, it was somewhat satisfying, but really sad. I rewatched that final scene, that final, the actual ending, like 5 to 6 times. I'm still getting feels from that shit. It's that good. People may say the ending is just not even good at all, but eh. So one more thing, speaking about characters and character development, I gotta talk about Shu. Right before I get my final score. Shu's character development, my god. He goes from an average kid to going through some bullshit, then like ended up doing this to somebody, ends up remembering the shit that traumatized him, then literally going through some more bullshit and had to do something to keep everyone alive, like because he went down a dark path like much later. Just oh my god, just bruh, this motherfucker. God, like by the end of the series, you just feel really, really bad for Shu. You really do. Because anything is you understand from where he's coming from on like why he had to do this shit much later in the series. And it's just, and he's so relatable because when you really think about it, you would have probably done the same shit too if you were in his position. If you were in Shu's position throughout the entire story, I would have probably done the same thing. I probably would. I probably would, really. Because with all that bullshit that happened, they handled Shu's character like really realistically. But that's just me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people will agree with me on that. But just saying, just Shu, man. Man, that, bruh. I really do not want to go into the series any more than this, but that's just my thoughts on Guilty Crown. My entire review on it. And like I said, there is a glaring flaw. The fast pacing made it feel a bit rushed, with some plot points kind of feeling a bit rushed, like, a Nori and Shu's little romance thing. And it kind of, it didn't feel rushed and forced a bit. And the underwhelmingness of certain scenes and characters just kind of made it fall flat a bit. But I still enjoyed it. I still enjoy like some of the moments that these characters had and some things that happened. I really did enjoy it a lot. I really loved Shu's character, guy's character. I really liked the Nori, just as much as some people do, even though not as much. I still thought it was an awesome anime. I still really thought it was. The animation's on point, the music, the story, the characters, I enjoyed it a lot. And if I had to give Guilty Crown a rating, I would give it a 9 out of 10. I love Guilty Crown. I really do. And I cannot wait to like, I hear there's a video game that came out that's like an alternate reality of what happened, and it does cross over with the actual main story of Guilty Crown, which I'm really curious. I would really love to play that because I love me some Guilty Crown. Yeah, Guilty Crown for me, I loved it, even though it does have some flaws. They were kind of minor to me because I still really enjoyed the story and the characters for what it was. And the animation and the music, just amazing. It's fucking amazing to me. But anyway, those are my thoughts on Guilty Crown. I hope you guys enjoyed this though. Like the video if y'all enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see more. Comment below what y'all think. And if y'all new to the channel, you want to see more, be sure to subscribe for more. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will see y'all in the next video. Survivor out.